And obviously, we need to make sure that the planks are out of our own eye so that we can remove the dust of someone else's eye. And then we need to not try to sit on some high horse and throw stones, but we do need to, in love, witness the truth and speak it and proclaim it in our actions, our words, our behaviors. If parents are the number one, which they are, right, the number one factor in a child's faith and how they grow in their faith, what are some other factors besides the parents? Obviously, parents number one. What are some other factors that you've seen in your experience that plays a huge impact on the life of the child's faith in a positive way?
In a positive way, I think it's great, having the church, we have this history that we can kind of look into. It's never really changed.
Yeah.
It's the family is going to be first and number one, and that's going to determine a lot.
Yeah.
A kid can certainly bounce back from
Absolutely.
some kind of crazy upbringing, but it's going to be hard. It's
Yeah.
always going to be hard and arduous, and there's got to be something else. But the something else, is always going to be, first, I think the influence of a great priest is huge, on a young person. We're very blessed here, to have a whole bunch of young guys, either in seminary or ordained already, who are just normal guys, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like they're playing sports and they're dancing at weddings and they're
Right.
going out and having fun and they're just being guys.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, they're reverent and they love the Lord and they love the church and they want to serve His people. And so those guys, though, entering in with young people, that example is
Huge.
irreplaceable. You think back of, I think back when I was younger, again, Catholic school all the way up, we had this priest, Monsignor Earl LaRose, rest his soul. He was a nut. He was crazy. He was crazy as the day is long. But you never questioned whether or not he loved you.
Yeah.
And as a tiny little kid, I can tangibly remember, he's great.
Right.
I love that guy, because he loves me. And it's like whenever he sees you, he's going to pick on you a little bit, nudge you a little bit.
Right.
Like he's just entering in with you.
Yeah.
And he's entering into a relationship with you. So I think, priests are under attack in a lot of ways, and the clergy scandal years back didn't help, and that's the context of everything they're doing now is always kind of guarded and has to be conservative. Right. But all that being said, and all that being honored and necessary, I think, that's all fine. I think those guys can still and should be allowed to, enter in with young people, and have that kind of fatherly care and be that presence of Christ, just kind of right there, bringing the sacraments, touch points of mercy, and kind of being Jesus entering in on the road with the disciples, and kind of revealing who He really is to them. Yeah. Because I think all the other influences revealing the opposite are very loud. Yeah. And so I think a good priest, is irreplaceable, and kind of tagged with that is all the other people in their lives.
Yeah.
I think we pigeonhole what ministry is a lot of times, and it's what people like you and I do, or what the bishops do and the priests do. But a good teacher is ready and capable to minister. A good coach is ready and capable to minister. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Yeah. If you're willing to enter in with a young person, get on the road with them, whether it's ugly or messy or dark, there's no light on this road. Right. They need someone to accompany them. Pope Francis uses the word accompaniment all the time when he's talking about what he's asking us to do and what we're called to do. If we're not accompanying people, entering into relationship with people, then we're not doing what Jesus did. That's right. Straight up. And so that looks different depending on who the kid is. It looks different depending on who you are. But everyone can do it, and every kid can have that done with them.
Pope Blessed Paul VI said this, and then Benedict XVI echoed it as well, that we don't need good teachers. That's right. We need good witnesses. That's right. And if someone listens to a good teacher, it's because they are a witness.
That's right.
And so the idea that we can all play a part in contributing, witnessing the love of God, the love of Christ into the lives of everybody that we come in contact with. And so we can't just say, well, I don't have that skill set, or I don't have that experience, or I don't have that whatever. You have Christ. Everybody. Right. Christ has poured His love, His heart into all of our lives. And so therefore, we can, as He says, go. Yeah. Go out into all the world and proclaim that love. Yeah, and witness that love.
We need to testify to it. That's absolutely. Just we use these words, witness and testimony, all that kind of stuff, kind of cliche all the time. We toss it around. Yeah. But it's important to go back and remember,
what does it mean?
What does it mean? What does a witness do in a courtroom? They testify. Right. They testify to their experience that they know. Yeah. And if they don't know, it's a problem, and we put them in jail because they lied. It's like, because we can see through it.
They don't know, they don't say.
That's right.
Woe to me.
Jesus tells the apostles at the end, you're going to be my witnesses.
Yeah.
We're going to witness and you're going to testify with your life.
Yeah.
My martyrs to the end of the world. And I think at the end of the day, we all have something to testify to.
That's the challenge in our day and age, is that we feel like we're being pressured that we don't say something because we're afraid of what the consequences may be.
Right.
And we're afraid of offending sometimes.
Yeah.
And while we're not a call to go out there and be mean, hateful towards people, but bringing the truth is part of love and mercy, right? The corporal and the spiritual works of mercy. The spiritual works of mercy calls us out to go minister to people who are ignorant, to correct those who are wrong. And obviously we need to make sure that the planks are out of our own eye so that we can remove the dust of someone else's eye. And then we need to not try to sit on some high horse and throw stones, but we do need to, in love, witness the truth and speak it and proclaim it in our actions, our words, our behaviors.
Yeah, again, if you're a witness giving testimony, you're testifying to something that you've lived and you've experienced. And here you're testifying to a person. You've experienced Christ.
Yes.
And so your job after that is to then bring out what you've experienced, who you've experienced, and bring Christ to them. So that doesn't mean you're bringing your personal agenda,
right?
Your political agenda,
absolutely.
or it can't be that. And the people who do that they err on the side of being teachers versus witnesses.
Right.
And everybody, but especially young people, see right through that.
Yeah.
They see right through that, and that you're gone.
Yeah.
You're gone.
No matter
Not only are you not credible,
Yeah.
you've undone all the other credible witnesses.
Yeah. No matter what you say, how polished and precise it may be.
Doesn't matter.
It's that, you talk about accompaniment, because again, it goes back to that relationship with them, but also to our relationship with Christ.
That's right.
Like if that's where it all stems out of.
It's got to be founded on that.
On
the person you've encountered and are encountering. If you can't speak to what you're currently undergoing, again, it's obvious. We live in a world that seeks after the experts, all the time. But what happens the second that expert has some kind of personal crisis in their life? It all comes crumbling down. It's like it can't be based on what they know.
Right.
It has to be based on who they are and what they're doing and how they're encountering this now.